Many people don't know that downtown Memphis used to be the home of many Chinese businesses. The first known evidence of a Chinese business in Memphis was a laundry business in 1873. The first restaurant business began in 1894. From then on, the restaurant businesses gained popularity and success, and grocery stores started appearing more frequently throughout the city. We saw the beginning of business owners becoming leaders in the community. In the late 1930s, Lam Soon was the owner and chef of the Mandarin Inn in Memphis. His establishment developed a reputation for fine cuisine and outstanding entertainment. The dance floor was one of the most popular spots in town, with a live band and entertainment. Not only was he a business owner, but he was also a prominent community leader. He was dedicated to setting a positive example for other young Chinese and actively supported causes like the Red Cross and the United China Relief Fund. He would operate his business in the afternoon through most of the night, snatch an hour or two of sleep before canvassing people across the Mid-South on behalf of the fund. It was on one of these runs that he lost his life after falling asleep at the wheel. Wang Kop was the owner of the Shanghai Inn, a popular restaurant among Chinese and non-Chinese. Like Lam, he was a recognized leader in the community. Wang was very active in a local charity called the Goodfellows, and every Christmas season, the restaurant owner collected large sums of money to buy food and gifts for the poor. Jack Wang was the owner of Joy Young, a higher-class Chinese restaurant with white tablecloths and private booths. He was a constant innovator. He was the first to implement drive-through Chinese food. He grew rare ingredients and managed to invent a new method of growing bean sprouts in his attic.
My dad was about 12 years old when he came over to the United States. My dad never wanted to go into the restaurant business because it was hard work. You know, he said that you would get a whole crate of like bok choy, and you were given like 10 minutes to not only, prep, chop, and clean the whole crate. You didn't have much time, and then of course, you were always running, it was always busy, you're always on your feet and things. So it was very difficult work. My dad, after he met my mom, he decided he wanted to open a grocery store.
Many Chinese immigrants found sustainable life through the grocery store business. They came to Memphis because of family or friends and decided to settle here.
The concentration of laundries began in downtown Memphis on streets like Beale, South 3rd, Poplar, and Lauderdale. When those faded out, grocery stores started spreading out to other areas of Memphis in the 40s and 50s, like South Memphis and North Memphis. They weren't just places of work, they were also places of dwelling. Most Chinese families started off living in the back of the store. The height of the Chinese store ownership occurred in the 50s and 60s.
About 1957, I was about 6, 7 years old, and that's when I started going to first grade. By then, my dad had gotten a bit more money, and he always wanted to build his own store. He wanted the entire store built out of redwood because he wanted it to last. We were all in a black neighborhood, our first store as well as our second store. So we had a good black clientele. And, so we got to know everybody in the neighborhood.
Often these grocery stores were located in predominantly black neighborhoods, and the clientele were mostly black. After a certain number of years, the family would seek a house somewhere in the suburbs, preferably near other Chinese.
In 1960, my parents moved from Pace and bought a store in North Memphis that had living quarters in the back and an upstairs apartment.
The 1882 Exclusion Act was renewed every 10 years, with each renewal introducing more conditions for Chinese people's presence in the country. Despite these restrictions, some businesses were able to continue operating, but just as many were finding their footing in Memphis, the drums of war were beating across the ocean.